Hey y'all. So quality is pretty trash on here because I'm using my phone camera instead of using my Canon G7X Mark III, which honestly I need to upgrade in general. But I am going on, I was supposed to say a date. I'm not going on no dates, guys. I am going to a mini golf I don't want to call it an event. Basically, me and some people from my church are going to a mini golf thing to celebrate like the beginning of Haitian Flag Day. Sac passe to all my Zoes out there. Sorry, I had like a bandana because I had it on my head earlier. But basically just to celebrate Haitian Flag Day that's coming up. And so we're just going out to have like a mini celebration. Not really celebration, just a hangout amongst ourselves, amongst all the Haitians in my church. We kind of created our own little group and crew, and so I'm just gonna do some light makeup for this. But I don't have enough time. Like, I don't have a lot of time right now. It is, what time is it? I don't know what time it is right now, but I have literally like 20 minutes to get ready. And so because I have 20 minutes to get ready, I'm gonna try and do this look real quick in 20 minutes. Also, this is like my go-to look that I do just to quickly get myself out the door. And so right now I'm just using moisturizer, nothing special. If it's special, I'll name the product, but it's just a regular moisturizer that I'm using on my skin because you don't want your skin to be dry underneath all your makeup. And so I need to make sure that my skin is moisturized. I have a lot of fine lines under my eyes, and so this step is imperative and important so that way my makeup doesn't crease by the end of the day. And so yeah, that's what we're doing. Like, my room is a mess. It is definitely a mess, but no judgment, right? So y'all, I've been listening to Give Me Jesus by Bethel with Abby Gamboa, I think her name is, and she's amazing. I've been listening to a lot of her stuff recently just because I like resonate with the lyrics, and specifically the song Give Me Jesus is one of my go-to faves. Really gets you there in the spirit because, oh, speaking of, my Patrick Ta ended up breaking when I took it to Atlanta, and all of my setting powder is like done. Like, y'all, look what happened to it. Done. So I'm gonna have to go and buy another one before I go on this cruise trip that I'm supposed to be going on basically this week, to be honest. I got so much stuff I'm backed up on. Like, I gotta be editing a lot of videos that I have recorded, and honestly get out of that like mindset of like, oh my god, people gonna be watching, or oh my god, like, I need to get out of that mindset and just really like press into the content that I'm creating, because not only that, the content that I was creating, like, people were enjoying beforehand, and I kind of wanted to like rebrand a little bit or like change it up just because I feel like I'm in a different place. And I was basically like taking a break also because I was trying to figure out like how I can do this content without feeling like it was full of vanity and full of like, you know, all those other things, because I don't want my content to be like that. Like, I want my content to be something where when you watch it, you get something out of it, and it's not just wasting y'all's times. Like, it's unedifying, and you know, so yeah, so I've just been taking a break and really trying to figure out the balance of it all without feeling like lost or purposeless when it comes to creating my content. And I gotta kind of hurry up a little bit. But yeah, so I'm just trying to figure out that balance. And so in doing so, I realized that I still want to create the stuff that I enjoy. Just like incorporating, I guess, more so the things that I feel like are more true to me, and not just popular or like that everybody's doing. Because I hate going the popular route. I'd rather be different. I'd rather not be like everybody else, because I'm not. I would never claim to be like everybody. I'm just me and can only just be me. If I'm looking down, I'm looking at a mirror. If I look at my phone screen, if I look at y'all, like, it definitely will look crazy. But yeah, I'm just putting primer on right now, and y'all can see like it mattified my entire face. I'm still working on some dark spots. Like, I feel like it's getting worse. Like, what am I doing? I'm gonna have to work on that. But like from far away, it looks fine. But when I come closer, you'll see more of the dark spots on my face. But I just really need to work on my skin. And I've been neglecting that a lot recently. I feel like my makeup routine from the beginning of when I started doing makeup videos on YouTube versus now has really changed drastically. I feel like before I was like doing too much. Like I was buying X, Y, and Z. I was doing and being team too much. Where's my makeup brushes? Hold up. Hold up. Oh, I wanted to also mention that I usually put sunscreen on with my moisturizer, but since it's nighttime, the sun's not gonna be out. I don't gotta worry about that too much. I don't know where. Oh, it's right here. Okay. So yeah, I feel like my makeup routine has definitely simplified, and that's just because for me, myself personally, I feel like I'm simplifying my life a little bit more, and I feel like that works more for me than overcomplicating things and doing too much. And so I don't see, oh, it's because it's here. And so that's what's really been working for me. I've definitely noticed a shift in just my energy and a shift in where life is taking me and where I'm going. And I feel like God is calling me to a life of simplicity. And it's something that I've been desiring for a long time. And now I'm just implementing it in any way that I can in my life. And God was a minimalist. Jesus was a minimalist, y'all. Like, he didn't have so much things that he was taking with him. When he called people to him, he would tell them to leave everything, just drop everything, just come and follow me. And, you know, that could be tough when you have a lot of stuff and you're used to having a lot of things, you know? So I'm just using setting sprays in between different things that I'm doing on my face just to set it and for it to, like, last longer. I heard that's a good tip, and I've been doing it, and it's been working for me. But, yeah, when Jesus called his disciples and people, he told them just... he told them to drop everything and just follow me. And in order to do that, it takes a lot for you to just drop everything that you're doing, all the possessions that you have that you might have placed a lot of emphasis and value on just to follow him. And I think about also the other story where Jesus, the man came to him and asked him, I will put the scriptures at the bottom, if I remember, but he asked like, how can I be saved? And Jesus said, well, just drop everything and follow me. And he was like, well, I gotta do X, Y, like, you doing too much. Jesus just said, drop everything and follow me. Everything will fix itself. Everything will handle itself, right? And he took initiative to be like, okay, well, I gotta do X, Y, and Z. He became over occupied with his things and what he has to do and disregard the fact of his urgency to want to follow Christ. And so, you know, that can lead us to miss our opportunity, you know? And we gotta know that when we desire and decide to follow Christ, you know, when the Holy Spirit has regenerated your heart and revealed Christ to you, that means you drop everything. You don't hold on to nothing. You don't keep in contact with your past. Like, you let that go. You know, you gotta let it go and cling on to Christ and trust that he's now in control. He has everything now under control. And so you just gotta let everything go. Not trying to orchestrate anything before you leave and be like, oh, let me do this first. Like, nah, God is in the driver's seat now. He's in the driver's seat. So you got to trust that he's going to handle everything else that you left behind, including maybe family members that you left behind. Maybe it's friends. Maybe it's a job. Like, you got to trust that he's going to supply your needs. Like, if it's a job, like, he'll get you another job. He'll definitely fill in that place. If it's family, like, you got to trust and believe that God will also save your family. If you're the only one who's walking with the Lord. So, like, literally, once you give it over to God, once you've made that decision, you got to make that decision. You got to put your foot down and make that decision and be like, God, I'm all in. Like, I'm all in. I'm not halfway. I'm not a quarter. I'm not all in after I do X, Y, and Z. That means you're not ready. You know? You gotta be like, God, I'm all in. Don't be caught lacking, my guy. Don't be caught. You gotta be ready at all times. All right, so I just put foundation on. I'm gonna spray again, and I'm gonna add my concealer and contour. Basically, when I mentioned how my makeup has become more simple, basically I'm just meaning like I got like my core products that I just stick to and my makeup looks great each and every single time, and that is just foundation, contour. You don't even need concealer, but if you want to add concealer to it, you can. That's 3 products so far, and then bronzer, and then you're set. Okay. Actually, I'm lying. I am lying. I'm sorry, y'all. I think it's about 7 products. Let's go with 7. 7 is a good number. It's a biblical number. So we got concealer, contour, foundation. We have bronzer. We have mascara. That's 5 so far. And then we have moisturizer. That's 6. And I would say the last one would be like lip gloss. 7. That's your 7. That's my 7. That's my 7 go-to. But yeah, I'm gonna put concealer on. I don't think I'm gonna do concealer. I think I'm gonna do concealer only in like my forehead area. I'm not really gonna do it underneath my eyes, only because I'm wearing glasses, like I said before. And I'll probably do some near my mouth area, just because, you know, it's a little bit darker than the rest of my face. And then I'm going to use Born This Way Too Faced contour. It's in the color Sable. I'm going to use the same sponge that I used to put my foundation on, just because that helps blend everything together. And I'm just going to spray it with setting powder and spray my face one more time. But yeah, I just feel like my life has become a little bit more simple. And I like that for me. Like, I love that for me. I love slower living. That's the goal for me. I feel like I get so overwhelmed by everything all the time. I get overwhelmed with trying to be in the driver's seat. I'm like, God, you just gotta take control, God. Please, just take control. And I think the beautiful thing about living a more simple life and living more slower life, you're able to prioritize more the things that matter, the things that mean something to you, and you're able to focus your energy and time better and prioritize better the things that you need to, right? Versus being distracted by a whole bunch of noise around you. Like, I can't do noise, y'all. I can't. Like, I've been trying to do noise and I can't. Like, I am more satisfied and fulfilled in a slower setting when I'm able to prioritize things that are more important in my life, rather than just filling it up with things just to fill it up with things, just to fill it up so time is being used. Like, I want my time to be used wisely. Like, I always pray to God for wisdom and discernment, and just to make the right decisions. And that takes me being intentional, right? Intentionality is going to require you to slow down. You know, to be intentional, you're going to have to slow down. And really take into account the things that you're doing, take into account the way that you're spending your time, take into account the company that you're keeping. I'm going to flip it over to the other side for the concealer. And yeah, it takes a lot of intentionality to be able to live a slower life, because now everything matters. Everything matters. Everything matters. And for me, that's important. I feel like I want to lead a life where it matters. Okay. And so, yeah, that's just me. Like, I'm cool with little old me. I try to make sure I'm intentional with the people that I'm around. Because last thing I need is to be around people that discourage me, people that bring out the worst in me, people that don't help me to expand, that don't help me to expand my knowledge, don't help me to expand as a person and to grow. And yeah, that's what you want in your life. You want people that help you, I don't want to say elevate, but help you to just grow in the areas that you need to grow in. And sometimes that requires separation from people respectfully, and not in a malicious way, just in a way of like, you know, I'm keeping my distance. I'm not bashing anybody. I'm just keeping my distance and just making sure that I am in a safe space. I am protected spiritually, and not everybody is for you. That's just the honest truth. Not everybody is going to be for you. Okay? And I think we need to accept that more as people. Like, get out of that mentality of blind loyalty, right? The only person you're loyal to is Jesus. And if he calls you to separate, you're gonna have to separate. And so, you know, they're gonna have to take it up with God. But you just want to be careful, you know, who's around you. Just take into account and inventory on your relationships, because you want your relationships to be God ordained. That's what I've been praying for as well. God ordained relationships. Too often we're just befriending everybody. We are befriending everybody, letting every and anybody get so close to you. And you got to set appropriate boundaries. Like, Jesus did it. Look at Jesus's life. Like, yes, he was in crowds preaching the gospel. He was around people, but he didn't fellowship very closely. Like, he wasn't having dinner with just everybody, you know? He was having close-knit dinners with selected people, select few. And not only that, in him doing that, he didn't disregard, you know, anybody. Like, he didn't disregard people to the point where he was like, I don't hang with you. Nah, he made it a point to to be around different people, different groups of people, but he knew who to remain around and who not to. You know, like, Jesus was rebuking people. But also, I'm just putting the broken setting powder from the Patrick Ta palette. I'm just like lightly dabbing it so it doesn't fall all over the place. And then just putting that under my eye. And I'm just putting it in my T-zone. Let me just get another brush. But yeah, you just gotta be mindful. And I'm not saying to, like, I'm not trying to say to do it maliciously. Like, keep people in prayer, obviously. And, you know, keep them, ask God for wisdom, guys. Just ask God for wisdom on how to maneuver and how to move with the different people in your life that you're still trying to figure out how you want to proceed with them. Because I'm still figuring it out myself because I don't want anything on my heart against people. And I'm still trying to figure out what that looks like in a healthy, biblical way. So I'm still figuring that part out for myself personally. But what I've learned is that do not strip someone of the possibility or the opportunity of forgiveness. Don't do that. Everyone should be allowed the opportunity to be forgiven. And not only to be forgiven, but, you know, we're all learning. You know when you see those posts where it'd be like, my mom is just a girl and she's just learning on the job. We're doing life for the first time. We're all doing life for the first time. Nobody lived 100 years, died, came back, and now they're reliving their 100 years and they know what to do now. Everybody's figuring it out. And I think that's so beautiful because it ties into the aspect of we need to extend grace to everybody. Granted, be wise with it. You know, you gotta be wise. But I feel like I'm chatting. Like I'm going off topic, or I don't know where I am right now. But I hope something in there, in that rant was helpful. But yeah, I don't know what time it is, and I know I'm gonna get picked up. I'm just using that same bronzer in my eyelid. And speaking of, remember I said I'm trying to keep it more simple? I'm trying to choose products that I can reuse differently in different ways and not just like in one way. So for instance, like my bronzer, I can use as eyeshadow. I can use it as bronzer. I can use it as blush. You want products that you can reuse over and over in different ways, and that helps you simplify your life because now you're not walking around carrying around like 100 different products. Like, when I first started this channel and I was doing makeup videos, like I was overspending and splurging on makeup for what? For what? Makeup I wasn't even wearing, mind you, every single day. Like I was not even wearing this every single day. And I bought like $500 worth of makeup, guys, for what? It makes absolutely no sense. And in simplifying your life and like really being intentional, the prayer to be a good steward should be in there, should be a part of your life. Like I've been praying to God to be a better steward of the things that he gives me, my finances, of whatever he's allowed me to be a shepherd over, to just really steward it right, you know? And I think if you're a good steward of those things and you pray to God to be a good steward, he will bless you with more, guys. He will definitely bless you with more because he sees that you can handle it. So I definitely would say add that to your prayer list. Ask God to help you be a better steward of what he gives you, whether that's monetarily, whether it's people in your life that you're shepherding, whether it's the giftings that he's put inside of you. Like ask God to help you steward rightly. Because we all want to do everything that God, we want to do everything rightly, right? All in accordance to his will, and please him. At the end of the day, we want to please God. And you got to ask God, how can I please you? And then that could also be found in his word. Like, it's not rocket science, guys. Read the Bible. Read the Bible. Like, he gives us a blueprint. He gives us, and that's what's so beautiful to me. And so just like, wow, like it wows me every time. Like the fact that we've done so wrong to God. We bit the hand that has fed us and created us. And he still decided, you know what, I'm gonna come down. And although my own people, my own creation crucifies me, right, is going to crucify me, or, you know, has crucified me. Just doing some lip pencil. Has crucified me. Like, I am so loving and dang it. Got makeup on my sheets. I'm gonna have to bleach these. I'm so loving and gracious and merciful, guys. Merciful. That not only am I going to save these people, my people, I'm also going to give them instruction and show them how they can come close and near to me in right relationship, in holiness, in righteousness, how they can maximize on me clothing them in righteousness through my blood, so that they can have access to me. Like, it's wild. It's wild. It's wild. You know, the fact that he would give us the blueprint and instruction on, I don't think this was the color I wanted. That's okay. Give us instruction on how to come close and how to be in his presence. Like, to give us instruction on how to be near him and be in his presence. Like, that is so profound to me. You know, that he would do such a thing. Like, we don't deserve it. We don't deserve to be near. We don't deserve to be in his presence. But even still, like, he's given us blueprint. He's given us a way and showed us how to do it. And the fact that he says in his word that he was praying for us, like, if that's not love, I don't know what is. Like, that is the epitome of love that we still, even to this day, take for granted. I've taken for granted many times, and I'm trying not to take it for granted anymore. Like, it's hard, obviously. Like, we're not wrestling against flesh and blood, but spiritual principalities and evil and all these other things. And it's like, it's hard, but you gotta partner with Jesus, because he's like, bro, I'm showing you how to partner with me, how to wage war, how to win. You gotta submit yourself to my authority and to my lordship so you can win, bro. Like, I don't know where this hood is coming out of, but yeah, like, God wants us to win, and he's given us the way to win. He's given us the blueprint to win, and it's found in his word. So you gotta read it. You gotta really allow it to pierce your heart and take it to heart and meditate on. God says meditate on my word day and night. There's a reason why he says to meditate on his word day and night. And literally, I was thinking about this earlier. Like, there's going to be a point in time in your life when the word is going to be needed, is going to be needed in your heart is going to be what am I trying to say? It's going to have to be regurgitated out of here and out of here. And if you're not reading, you're not going to be able to fight battles. Like when thoughts of discouragement come in your mind, you need to find word that's going to cancel that out. When thoughts of I'm not good enough come in your mind, you need to find word and cancel it out. So it's imperative for you to know the word, and not just know it, but to really believe it. Like, you know and you believe. You know and you believe. And the word says that faith comes by hearing of the word of God. So the word helps develop your faith and build your faith and grow your faith. So yeah, like, read it. Read your word. Don't stop relying on people to give you the answers. That should be your first, gosh, sorry y'all. That should be your first response. Like, going to God, you know, like that should definitely be your first response. Like prayer, reading the word, like finding answers in the word. Like the Bible says nothing is new under the sun. It could be found there in the word, you know. But yeah, this is basically the look. Like, this to me is valid. I'll probably put lip gloss on later to make it a little bit more glossy. I've had this hairstyle in for quite some time, and it's still cute. Like, it's still cute to me. Love this color. This is going to be my brand new color, but the hair that I bought, if you look at it, I don't know why this is happening. Like, I do put a bonnet on at night, but I think this was some bad hair that I bought. I've been putting mousse on it to try and smooth it out, but even still, it's not working. And y'all can see, like, it's already having a lot of, like, grow out, and I haven't been doing my edges as much. I've just been letting them be. Love this hair. This hair is 3 different colors. I was so blessed that I did not have to buy the different hair colors. Like, the pack came with all of them already, like, mixed in. And I think the colors is 22, 4 and 27, 22. I don't know what colors these are. I'll put them in the description again too, guys. But yeah, so this is going to be my hair for when I go to the cruise. And I'm just really going to milk this hairstyle out. And I got to figure out what I'm going to do next. But a friend of mine had did it. I was going to go to that spot that's in the Bronx. Or not the Bronx, in Harlem. That's $200. I don't know if y'all have heard of it on Instagram. There's a spot in Harlem where you pay $200 for any hairstyle, any length, and they supply the hair. And that's what I did last time for another hairstyle of mine. I'll put a picture right here. That's where I got that done. But I decided to phone a friend because, you know, you got to support your community and support people in your life who do things. And so I supported her, and honestly, this hair is beautiful. It's beautiful. I just got to work on these pieces that I have bought. But this hair is beautiful. And gosh, this thing is trying to expose me. But yeah, so thank you all so much for joining me on this video. Actually, why am I ending it here? I might not see y'all after this. I don't know. This video is pretty long. I'll probably insert some clips of me golfing because I don't golf at all. I've never done mini golf before, so this will be my first time. Yeah, we love an activity. We love some physical activity. And so this should be fun. Should be a good night of fellowship. I'm excited. I hope you guys got something edifying out of it. Like I said, my content, I'm going to try and put more edifying things in there. As y'all know, I have a podcast. I'm still working on it. I'm still working on like the visual aspect of it. I feel like God is pruning me right now. Like God is really refining the podcast and refining me, myself. And I'm so grateful to take my time. I feel like we're in a culture where it's like hustle, hustle, hustle. You got to get this out. You got momentum. You got to keep going. Like, God is my master. He's in control. And when he tells me to go, I'm going to go. When he tells me to stop, I'm going to stop. And so in this period of me like wanting to put things out so quickly, I think taking my time and just really relying on God to like speak to me, and relying on God to like pace it and like let me know when I'm ready to like put things out. Like he Like, I feel like it's dangerous to work prematurely without the guidance of Christ. And I don't want that. Like, people are listening to my podcast. My podcast is not for me. And I think when something is not for you and you really have dedicated to Christ, you take your time. You take your time. Versus I feel like when you're in a rush, like you're doing it because people are watching you, or you're doing it out of your own strength, and then it becomes about you and it becomes your thing, and it's like not about God anymore. And so I'm taking my time with everything, with music, because I want to put music out. I'm taking my time. I'm taking my time, and I'm thankful. I don't allow the pressures of other people, you know, who want to support me, who are like, girl, you should put this out. You should start now. You should do this. You should do, like, you're not God. I appreciate the support. I appreciate your love, but I'm waiting on the Lord. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. Don't let people shame you. When you say you're waiting on God, do not let people shame you about waiting on God. Don't let people say a whole bunch of crap about you because they're like, oh, she says she's waiting on God, but she's not doing anything. Like, God works in the season of waiting. He works in that season. Other people may not see it, but God works nevertheless. He is working all the time. So even when it's not physically evident or present in the physical, baby, God is working in the spiritual, okay? He is working in the spiritual. And some people don't have spiritual eyes. Some people don't have that spiritual access to see what God is doing in your life spiritually. Some people, God will probably let them in on the know so they can, you know, cover you and pray for you and keep you accountable and all these other things. But not everybody around you is going to, you know, be able to support you in that way. And those who do, keep them around, okay? Just keep them around. And those people usually who want to push you some prematurely sometimes are just there for the hype. They're there for, I can get on her bandwagon. I can get on her bandwagon and I could, you know, get on her clout or whatever it is. Like, just be wary, be careful, be always diligently in prayer. God says to pray without ceasing. Be in prayer and asking for discernment of the groups and people around you, and discernment and wisdom for where it is that he's leading you and taking you, and just pray that you're ready for when that time comes. And do the work spiritually, like fast if you need to, read the word diligently every single day, be in prayer fervently, and ask God to walk in obedience. This has been, let me stop. Thank y'all so much again for watching me, and I'll catch y'all in my next one. Bye.